Some billionaire developers just picked up a small plot of land on an island off the coast of Florida. They plan to build about 50 luxury condos on this island, priced anywhere from $30 to $50 million each. And if you're rich enough to be able to afford one of these things, you might still be out of luck because this entire community is going to be completely invite only. Located on Fisher Island, the developer paid $122.6 million for the parcel of land about 10 months back, and they're calling this super luxury batch of residences to be the last opportunity for a developer to do a new community like this on this very small island. Fisher Island is one of those unique little corners of the world where only the richest of the rich hang out. It's very small, it's just over 200 acres in total, and the only way you can even get to the island is by ferry, yacht, or helicopter. In today's episode, let's talk about this exclusive condo community that's being built on Fisher Island. So these condos are going to be built at 6 Fisher Island Drive. It's this little 6.5 acres of land that faces the bay on one side and then the golf course on the other. And by the way to get out to this island, like I said, there is no bridge, but it's not a long ride to get here from the mainland. You can take a ferry from Miami Beach, which runs 24 hours a day. Although, as expected, to board the ferry, you need to pass a security clearance confirming you're either an approved resident or a guest of the island. Once you get to the island, there are cars to get around, but most people commute by golf cart since the island is pretty small anyway. Plus, let's be honest, golf carts are pretty fun. Back to the community, I imagine that construction of these condos will be a bit challenging due to the island being pretty remote, but barges do run back and forth from the mainland, so the crew will need to use those for moving all of the concrete, lumber, finishes, all of that stuff. The units in these new condos are going to range in size from 3,800 square feet all the way up to 12,000 square feet. They will offer anywhere from 3 bedrooms to 5 bedrooms, and of course, residents of the new community will gain access to the Fisher Island Club, which includes a pretty iconic golf course, 18 tennis courts, a pool, marinas, all of that. Not that you'll need access to that club though, because this new condo community is of course going to include a lot of the same, including a spa, restaurants, lounges, and a gym. The developers who are taking on this project are a group of billionaires. I mean, you kind of have to be a billionaire to take on a development project this big. And the primary team behind the job is a company called Related Group. You may have heard of them. According to their company profile, they are one of the country's largest real estate conglomerates with over 100,000 residences built, 40 years of experience, 17 million square feet developed, and over $50 billion sold. Now that is an impressive resume. Along with Related Group, a billionaire named Teddy Sagi, BH Group, and Wen Zhang America Real Estate Group are also involved on this one, so they have a solid team together to actually pull this thing off. Business Wire says BH Group has 20 years of experience acquiring, designing, and constructing complex development projects. And then this Wen Zhang America Real Estate Group has done over 100 commercial real estate deals valued at over $1 billion in total. Even though each one of these groups likely have $1 billion plus of working capital, believe it or not, they still actually got a loan to acquire this $122 million parcel. They got $85 million to buy the land from Madison Realty Capital, which means they probably put up the rest of the $37 million in cash, and then I assume they'll get another loan for the construction. Since this whole thing is going to be invite only, they're working with a sales team here to come up with a list of VIPs who will be eligible to buy, and then I guess they're going to pick their favorites from the bunch. This whole invite only thing is kind of weird. I actually have never heard of anything like it before, at least on this scale, because you would think that the developers want to cast as wide a net as possible when they're out there looking for buyers. But since Fisher Island is so small, I guess it's common for the residences of communities like this to become close and become friends. So Related Group is basically trying to control the environment as much as possible. In other words, they're going to be telling you who you can be friends with. Related president said, "This is a project more than 40 years in the making. We look forward to delivering a truly special project that raises the island's pedigree even higher." As much as I love researching these luxury real estate development projects, there's not many of them where I could picture myself actually wanting to live, and that's exactly how I feel about this condo project. I mean, the population on Fisher Island is only around 360 people as of the last report, so from from that standpoint, it might get a little isolated and lonely here. But on top of that, the island just seems like this awkward curated experience for the super rich. I don't get the impression that you would get any sense of normal life if you lived there, and I think that's just a bit weird. If you did live there though, you'd have some cool neighbors. Celebrities like Oprah, Julia Roberts, and Mel Brooks are just a few who either live there or have lived there. Plus, I suppose another positive is that while on the island, I'm sure you'd make some pretty solid business connections. Bloomberg named Fisher Island as the wealthiest zip code back in 2018 with an average annual income of $2.5 million bucks. Anyways, if any of you out there want to live on Fisher Island and you don't want to wait until the end of 2023 for these condos to be finished, there are around 30 properties available for sale that range from $900,000 all the way up to $36 million according to Zillow, so check those out if you're curious. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button or leave a comment down below before you go. I'll see you next time.